Flight could already be stressful, but bad weather makes it much more dangerous. Pilots are responsible for controlling the aircraft, communicating with air traffic control, and navigating safely while also paying attention to changing weather conditions. Even experienced pilots can struggle when the weather suddenly becomes worse than expected. Rain, fog, thunderstorms, turbulence, strong winds, and ice can all create serious problems for aircraft in flight. Weather has been involved in many aviation accidents throughout history, which is why pilots spend so much time learning about weather during flight training. Although modern aircraft and forecasting technology have improved safety, bad weather is still one of the greatest dangers in aviation today. In this speech, I will explain the dangers of flying in bad weather, the causes of weather-related accidents, and the ways pilots can reduce these risks. One of the biggest dangers caused by bad weather is low visibility. Fog, clouds, smoke, and rain, and heavy rain can make it difficult for pilots to see runways, mountains, or even other aircraft. Pilots flying under visual flight rules rely heavily on outside visual references to stay oriented. If weather conditions suddenly worsen, pilots can accidentally fly into clouds or lose sight of the ground. This can lead to spatial disorientation, which happens when a pilot's senses give incorrect information about the airplane's position or movement. A pilot may feel like the airplane is level even when it is turning or descending. Without trusting the flight instruments, a pilot can quickly lose control of the aircraft. Many accidents have occurred because pilots continued flying in weather conditions that were too poor for visual flying. Another major problem with bad weather is turbulence. Turbulence occurs when unstable air causes sudden movements of an airplane. Light turbulence may only feel uncomfortable, but severe turbulence can make the airplane difficult to control and can injure passengers who are not wearing seatbelts. Strong turbulence is often found near thunderstorms, mountains, and jet streams. Wind shear is another dangerous weather hazard. Wind shear happens when the wind speed or direction changes rapidly over a short distance. This is especially dangerous during takeoff and landing because it can suddenly reduce an aircraft's significant airspeed. One of the most dangerous forms of wind shear is called microburst, which is a strong columnist air that spurts outward after reaching the ground. Microbursts have caused several deadly airline accidents in the past. Thunderstorms are considered some of the most dangerous weather conditions in aviation. Thunderstorms can produce lightning, hail, heavy rain, strong winds, turbulence, and even tornadoes. Inside a thunderstorm, powerful updrafts and downdrafts can throw an aircraft up or down unexpectedly. Heavy rain can reduce visibility to almost zero, while hail can damage engines, wings, and windshields. Lightning strikes can also damage aircraft systems, although modern aircraft are designed to handle many lightning strikes safely. Pilots are trained to avoid thunderstorms whenever possible because the conditions inside this room become too dangerous for a safe flight. Even large commercial airliners avoid flying directly through severe thunderstorms. Ice is another serious weather hazard that pilots must watch carefully. Ice can form on an aircraft when it flies through visible moisture and freezing temperatures. Even a small amount of ice can reduce lift and increase drag, making it harder for the airplane to stay in air. Ice can also build up on propellers and flight controls, reducing pilots' ability to control the aircraft safely. In severe cases, icing can cause an airplane to stall unexpectedly. Some aircraft have de-icing systems to remove ice. Smaller airplanes may have little or no protection against icing conditions. Because of this, pilots must carefully review weather reports before flying and avoid areas where dangerous icing is expected. A major cause of weather-related accidents is poor decision-making. Some pilots continue flying even when conditions become unsafe. Others may not properly check weather reports before taking off. Pilots can also feel pressure to stay on schedule or reach their destination on time, which may lead to risky choices. In aviation, this is sometimes called get-there-itis. Another problem is that the weather can change very quickly during flight. A trip that begins in clear skies may later encounter storms, fog, turbulence, or icing. Because of this, pilots must constantly monitor weather conditions and be willing to change plans as necessary. Delaying or canceling a flight may be frustrating, but is much safer than taking unnecessary risks. The best way to reduce the bad weather is proper training and preparation. Pilots must also receive a complete weather briefing before every flight and continue monitoring weather during the trip. Instrument training is also important because it teaches pilots how to safely control aircraft using only instruments and visibilities. Modern aircraft use weather radar, satellite data, and advanced navigation equipment to help pilots avoid dangerous conditions. The technology alone cannot guarantee safety. Pilots must still make smart decisions and understand their own limitations. One of the most important responsibilities of a pilot is knowing when not to fly. In conclusion, bad weather creates serious dangers for pilots with low visibility, turbulence, thunderstorms, wind shear, and icing. These hazards can make aircraft difficult to control and lead to deadly accidents if pilots are unprepared and make poor decisions. Although aviation safety has improved greatly over time, weather remains one of the biggest challenges in flying. Pilots reduce these risks through careful planning, proper training, and smart decision making. In aviation, safety should always come first because no destination is worth risking lives for. My sources are the Federal Aviation Administration, Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, then the FAA Aviation Weather Handbook, National Weather Service Aviation Weather Center, National Transportation